What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another comic haul. I know it's been a little bit longer than I typically leave between the hauls, but life gets in the way. So I mostly got some new books. I do have a couple back issues. One of them's a pretty big key that I was able to check off my list. This was a book that has definitely been one that I needed for the collection, for my X-Men collection specifically. I'm sure I put it as the thumbnail, so you'll know what I'm talking about. First off, I do have a couple Funko Pops that I wanted to show off that I got. So, picked up Dr. Fate from the Black Adam movie. All the Black Adam Funko Pops are like on clearance right now. Pretty much everywhere you go, they're on clearance for like $5. Not the biggest fan of Dr. Fate's mask in this, but, you know, there's only one other Dr. Fate Funko Pop, and it's like a $30 one because of, it's a con exclusive, I think, or something like that. So, this was the cheaper option to get for now. And then I also picked up Atom Smasher, which really weird pose they have him in. I actually haven't seen the Black Adam movie still. I'm gonna get Hawkman. I'm debating on whether I want to get Cyclone and Black Adam. So I'm a really big Justice Society fan, if you don't know. Cyclone, I mean, she was an alright character, you know, I was never like her biggest fan. And Black Adam was briefly a member of the Justice Society, and he was had a pretty good story arc going there with them as a villain as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to get those two. I definitely want to get Hawkman, though. Into the actual comics now, we have Wolverine number 38. So this is a crossover with Captain America. Wolverine's been doing a lot of crossovers lately. Last issue was a crossover with the Hulk. This next issue is a crossover with Black Panther. Not sure whether they're just trying to sell books here or what the deal is. I feel like Wolverine's a pretty good selling title though, so yeah, I'm not really sure why they're doing all these crossovers. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I do like the Wolverine and Cap crossover, though, because of the history. And Wolverine and Hulk is cool, too, because, again, the history. Wolverine and Black Panther, though, is kind of random. We got Flash number 2. This is a first appearance. I can't remember their names, but these are the people that first appear. Maybe the Stiltons is their name, I'm not sure. You know, I'm really not a big fan of the writing so far for this series. It is early, though. It's okay, but it's not my favorite for sure. Especially, you know, like, compared to, like, the Mark Waid Wally West Flash, which is a tough comparison there, but I don't know, that's just, like, the thing I always think of when I think of Wally West Flash is the Mark Waid run, which was really good. But it's early on, so I guess I can't judge it too much. So this is one of the new Golden Age solo series. This is Wesley Dodds' The Sandman, number 1. This has to be the Sandman's first series since, what, maybe Sandman Mystery Theater? I'm not sure if they've had one in between here. But that's the last one that I remember. But it's a pretty good first issue. Not the biggest fan of the interior art, though. I feel like it doesn't really fit for the book, but the writing gets it through, and the art's not that bad. Well, I'm not saying the artist is bad, I just don't think it fits the book. And actually, same for that Wolverine, which I forgot to mention. I feel like the interior arts do not work for Wolverine. Kind of like on that Wolverine Origins run, where the writing was good, but the art just was kind of weird for Wolverine. Next we got Uncanny Avengers number 3. I think next issue might be the last one already. Yeah, because I think this is only a mini-series. I thought it might be 5 issues, but I think it's only 4, actually. So that's kind of unfortunate, because this has been a pretty good series. This is the issue where Captain America actually takes a stand for the mutants and makes a speech and everything, and tries to get the people on their side, and also Quicksilver and Penance strike up a romance. So yeah, interesting stuff going on. Incredible Hulk number 5. This was a crossover with Man-Thing, almost said Swamp Thing. Another good issue. Betty Ross returned here in this issue as the Harpy, and she came with some news that a certain, what we assume is going to be a villain, can give Bruce Banner his body by himself. She just wants the Hulk, and she can give Betty back her body too. So, interesting stuff. We got Predator versus Wolverine. So this takes place in the period of time when Wolverine was with Team X, so it's like it's Wolverine, Sabretooth, Maverick, versus a whole bunch of Predators. Really cool stuff. And then, at the end, it leads us into Weapon X. So, I guess this is set in a different universe. I was kind of hoping it would be in the mainstream universe, but, you know, I feel like Predator breaking into the Weapon X facility is going to probably destroy any notion of that. Crypt of Shadows #1. This is just a one-shot. It was a Halloween special. It was okay. It was really mostly just a way to sell the new series coming out. The Deadpool and, oh my gosh, Living Mummy story was actually pretty good. I think there may be a new Living Mummy series coming, which I might actually pick up, because, you know, just from that little story there, it was pretty entertaining. The Scarlet Witch stuff was kind of strange. There was a Doctor Strange story being set up there. That seemed kind of cool. But I have so much stuff I'm reading already, I don't think I could add that on. The Daredevil story was kind of boring. I can't really remember any of the other stories. I know there was something with Man-Thing and Werewolf by Night. Oh yeah, it was Werewolf by Night and Hulk were being hunted by Kraven, and they both just decimated Kraven. And yeah, there was something else with Man-Thing, but I cannot remember what it was. I think it was Daredevil and Man-Thing. So yeah, it was a cool read though. We got Magneto #3. Not the biggest fan of this series either. I do like that it's set back in like the 80s though. But yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of this series. I think the next issue might be the last one. And for these next issues coming out, I think it's starting this week, which actually #4 may have came out this week. They all have a border on them that says the Marvels in theaters, whatever, and it makes them look so ugly. I've never seen Marvel do that for any of the other movies. I wish they wouldn't start now because it's an eyesore. I know DC's done that before, but it takes away from the cover. We got the Midnight Show #1. This is cover B. I wasn't able to get cover A. So the story here is basically a horror film by a famous director was never finished. It was supposedly cursed. They later found the footage and are showing it at a big film festival, and as they're showing it, all these classic horror movie monsters are coming to life and wreaking havoc throughout the town. So it's an interesting series. I think I thought issue 2 was supposed to come out this past week. I don't see it now, though, so I'm not sure whether it got delayed, I just missed it, or they canceled it, which I imagine they wouldn't cancel it when they already, you know, probably had it printed up and everything, so I'm not sure about that. Ghost Rider #19. It's been a little bit since I read this. I honestly can't remember too much about what's going on, but, you know, the covers are always very pretty. Then we have Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. This is a pretty cool series. I think this is like a 8-issue series, something like that. I do believe it's set in a alternate universe, which, speaking of, DC is actually bringing back the Elseworlds stuff, which is really cool. But back to this, really, really cool stuff. I definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't read this issue yet. It's pretty cool. And we got Jay Garrick the Flash, the other new Golden Age solo issue. There's also a Green Lantern one. I haven't been able to get it yet. Next haul, that'll probably be in it. But so basically the storyline of this is that Flash's daughter has returned. If you're not familiar with that whole storyline, it's a whole thing. It's kind of hard to explain when it's like 1 a.m. But so yeah, basically Flash's daughter has returned, and they're just pretty much adjusting to life with her again, and yeah, you know, that kind of jazz. Finally, for the new stuff, I picked up Batman City of Madness, Book 1. I believe there's only going to be 2 books. Really cool format. I don't pick up a ton of Black Label stuff, but I typically don't see them formatted like this. I'm not sure if others have been. I feel like maybe White Knight might have been. But, so basically the story here is that the Court of Owls have their own sick, demented Batman locked away, and he gets loose, and he goes looking for a Robin of his own, which he finds in a kid who happens to be in town to kill the cop who murdered his father and then framed his father as being a drug dealer. So, pretty interesting stuff, and the Court of Owls is now trying to recruit Batman to help them get this other Batman, you know, take him down, put him back in a cage, whatever. But, yeah, it's pretty interesting, and I'm kind of surprised it's only going to be 2 books, because, I don't know, it felt like there was a lot they were going to have to cram into book 2 after reading this one, but, I don't know, maybe not. Okay, so the first of our 2 back issues here, we've got the All-Star Squadron #1. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Justice Society. I have a terrible time trying to find these. I can never find All-Star Squadron, I can never find Infinity Inc., I can never find any of the Justice Society stuff like this. If I do, it's in the dollar bin, and it's few and far between. But I did find All-Star Squadron #1, which I'm happy about. I would really love to find the other issues, because there are so many cool covers. There are just so many awesome Justice Society covers, period. You know, there's a lot of stuff in those showcase comics and things like that. But this is not the All-Star Squadron's first appearance. Their first appearance is in a Justice League book. I want to say it's like early hundreds of Justice League or something like that. But this is a really cool series. If you haven't read it, check it out. It's pretty good. And finally, I picked up New Mutants Annual #2. This is the first appearance of Psylocke in the United States. So Psylocke is, of course, the sister of Captain Britain, so she was only previously appearing in the UK's Captain Britain. I don't know if it was a comic or a magazine. I think it was, like, oversized, so I'm not really sure there. But, yeah, pretty big book. It's also the first appearance of Megan, who is Captain Britain's wife. Well, I think she's only his girlfriend at the time or something. But, yeah, pretty big book for me to check off. You know, Psylocke's kind of an integral part of the X-Men. She wasn't a founding member or part of the giant-size X-Men, but definitely an integral part of the X-Men. I got this for a pretty good price, too, which is weird. They had 2 of them. One was closer to 100. This one was about 40. I really didn't see too much difference between condition. I mean, I guess the one closer to 100 was nicer, but this one's probably like an 8 to 8.5. It presents really well. Where it has the issues are on the back. The back does have some spine ticks and a little bit of dirt and stuff. So, yeah, the back is what brings it down. It's an all-black back, so, you know, stuff shows up easier on that as well. That's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will try not to wait so long before getting up another haul, but, you know, the holiday season is coming up. It's a busy time. So, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.